Good afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you today. We're here with the Bowling Springs Sports Journal podcast, and today we got a special guest. We got the head coach of the number 9 ranked 3A girls basketball team, the Chapman Panthers, joining us today. Coach Wesley Hatchette. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Good. Your team's been having a good season so far. 7-0 in region play. In the fact, right before we started this, I saw that in the last 2 games you've had, you've outscored your opponent 129-28. Not a bad week, huh?
No, not at all. Especially with 2 road games, it's been a great week for us for sure. Yeah, it's been a great week for us, and we had a pretty rough start to start the season, but we've started climbing as we got in the region, and I'm excited for where we're trending. So it's looking great.
How special is it to you, Coach, for your team to be getting the recognition of being ranked in the top 10 and getting all the girls getting to spread the knowledge to the community and getting the recognition from the community of being one of the top 10 teams in the state?
It's really special. These girls work extremely hard, and I hold them to a high standard. I tell them, once you show me what you're capable of, I'm going to hold you to that, and I'm going to ask more of you every time we come out. And, I think they deserve every bit of it. I'm so proud of them. I can't put it into words most of the time, but they work extremely hard. They're dedicated. They play together. That's the big thing, is we play together. It feels like a big family every time we're out there on the court together. So I'm super happy that they're getting the recognition they deserve, and they're putting on a show for our fans every night. So it's great.
How special has it been when you talk to the people in the community and people in the school when they find out how well of a season you are having? Do you get an extra handshake, an extra pancake at the restaurant around town?
Oh yeah, you know how it goes around little town of Emmon. They love it. They're excited to see their girls have success, and they build us up every step of the way. It's great to have a little more action out of the games, and with the transition of a new boys coach, we're getting some more action from there too. So it's great to have the girls and the community supporting us and showing some love. And they started recognizing me now a little bit. Hey, you're the girls coach. I'm like, yeah, I'm the girls coach. And, so I love it for us and the girls. And everybody knows Crystal and Wilder, but it's nice to know that everybody knows our whole team now. And that's part of growing as a program. So I'm super happy for our girls.
This is a really good jump. This is only your second year leading the program. To already have your team top 10 in the state, that's such an impressive feat. And you mentioned one of it, having Crystal Wilder I think she's a 6-year starter for the Panthers.
That's correct.
How special of a player is that to have her, and for her in her senior year to be having this success?
Well, we talked a lot this year, and she's looking to maybe eclipse 2,000 points. I said that's a long shot, but she's right around 17 and a half, maybe even more than that. She might even just hit 18. And we talked about that at the beginning of the season, and I was like, look, there's 2 options you got here. We can go for 2,000, and we can get you to 2,000, or we can play together, and we can make a run at this region and make a run to the playoffs. And she responds with, the most adult responses you can think of. She's like, Coach, I want to do what's best for this team, best for my team. I want to do what's best for us at the end of the day. And, she's ready to take on any role. And you can't beat a kid that gives you an adult response that is so mature about it, doesn't care about her own accolades. It's great to acknowledge them. And I tell her that all the time. Don't brush them under the rug. You've done a great job. But she's just like one of the biggest team supporters, team players, whatever role she needs. She's got to have 7+ assists a game for us to be extremely successful. And through the course of the region, she's done that fairly close every night to having 7 assists or more. So you can't replace that leadership she brings to the table.
I was going to say, having that many assists a night is almost impressive in its own right.
Oh, yeah. If we need her to score, she's going to do it. But most of the time, she's looking to get her teammates involved. And it's uplifted us to where we're scoring, 60, 70 pretty regularly, and at least throughout region. Whatever role she needs to take on, she takes on. And the leadership's matched on the defensive end just as much as it is on the offensive end. And I know we like to praise the offensive end, but we're a defensive team. We're defensive-minded. And we showed that Tuesday night when we held GMC to 7 points in the whole entire game.
I was going to say, that was something I was going to ask you about. 7 points in the entire game. How did you do that?
I had to, have a conversation with a couple people to make sure that I didn't cross the line. But my philosophy is I'm going to play what we usually play. I didn't press all game by any means. We played man-to-man, half court, like we typically do. And the girls came out and they made a statement. They wanted to make sure that they knew that it wasn't going to be easy to score on us, and we try to do that every night. But the mindset was, you go out, it's our ball. We beat the other team with their ball, and it's our ball at the end of the night. So they did that, and they had steals on steals on steals. They knocked down shots. They played together, and once you get that momentum, it's hard to stop it on the defensive end.
How hard and how special is it to get a group of kids, especially high school kids, to buy into playing defense, and how important the defense is to the success?
Well, we talk about that pretty regularly. I don't do a lot when it comes to mentioning points. I like to let the girls know what their stats are after the game, just so they know where they can improve on, or if they had a good night, I let them know. But we don't put a lot into the scoring aspect of it. I love scoring 50 to 70 points a night, but what we talk about most of the time is defense, and we do a defensive drill every day. We spend about 15, 20 minutes on it, and we work on our man-to-man. And I've got a player that kind of heads that off. She's if you would ask me, I'd say she's probably one of the best defenders in 3A basketball right now, Elliot Miller. She's our anchor. She can take away the best player on the other team every night, and she does a fantastic job. And, they kind of lead off of her, and, we communicate. That's the big thing. I talk about team. When you've got 5 girls on the court, no matter who you sub in that are communicating, it's going to be hard to score on them, and they've bought into it 100%.
Coach, we talk about Crystal Wilder, but when we see the numbers come in, and you talk about how she's more assists giving off to other players, one of those players that's picked up the scoring is Aniston Smith, a sophomore for you.
Yep.
Just talk about her presence a little bit.
Well, she's a shooter, and everybody likes to give credit where credit's due, but she's got a scorer mindset, and we're working with her to have a little more, understand the game further, as far as, she can knock down that shot, but I want you to attack, lay the ball up, and she gets to the free throw line most every night, maybe 2 or 3 times, so that helps boost her numbers up too. And she's not going to miss very often from the free throw line, so her intensity when it comes to the offensive side of the ball is impressive. And even on the defensive side, she's not going to give up anything easy. She's going to make you work for it. By God, I think she has 3 to 4 fouls every night. So, if you ain't going to use them, you're going to lose them. That's what I tell her.
Yeah. Let's get a quick word in from our sponsor, Wings Etc. Bowling Springs.
Hey, do you want weekly specials on award-winning wings? Of course you do. And they're here at Wings Etc. Mondays is bone-in and boneless wings, and Thursdays is boneless wings. Special pricing, Mondays and Thursdays, Wings Etc. Well, go.
And if you haven't taken advantage of those deals at Wings Etc., you're missing out, because it's some of the best deals in Spartanburg County. It's best deals in the area. I go there every Tuesday or every Monday and Thursday to get wings, boneless, traditional. Great day. Go out and see them. Tell them we sent you. Rylan Ivy is another senior that has helped out a lot of them. I know when Justin sends his stories in, I know certain names that stick out to me, and Rylan Ivy is one of them. Another senior that don't get as much publicity as Chrislyn, but just talk about her contributions to the program as well.
Well, Rylan Ivy, I'm super excited with her. We've had a couple interviews where we talked to her with Justin, and I talked to him about how early in the season I wasn't sure if she was going to be the starter, because I've got 2 very big girls that are 6'1" or 6 foot taller, and they're big. Well, I'm used to playing small ball, so I told Rylan, I said, you go out there and earn it. I'm not going to take it away from you. You got to prove it to me. She's every bit of the X factor that it honestly caught me off guard. I like to consider her the X factor this year, and she is. She can give you points. She can give you rebounds. She's going to give you steals, and she's tough as nails. I've never seen anything like it. When she gets mad, the other team's in trouble. I tell you that right now. So, she's phenomenal. She's been the big X factor for us this year. It separates us from scoring 50 to scoring 70 most nights, just based off how her energy is and what she brings to the table every night.
Coach, your team's 3 games away from an undefeated region title. How cool is that for you, especially here in just your second year, to be having that big of a success?
Well, we've talked about it. I've talked about it with the girls, I tell them all the time, I don't like to take any of the praise. They've earned every bit of it, and that it makes me proud to know that they step up every night and know that this is what our goal is. And it's the first one since 2002. If we get a shot at it, it's going to be the first one since 2002. So I think the girls understand that they want to leave their mark at Chapman High School, and they want to go make a run at the playoffs. And, what I tell them every time is we take it a game at a time. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Doesn't matter what their record is. Doesn't matter who they are. We're going to take it one game at a time. So Tuesday night when Union comes to us, we're 0-0. We're looking to go 1-0 that night, and the girls have met that every single night. Our goal is to go 1-0. We'll worry about what the region title is when we get to it, but until that day comes, we're 0-0.
That's the great mentality to have, especially because you get caught up. A lot of times people get caught up in what we've already done, and you see them end up having a slide. But I love that your team has that mentality. And the thing about it is, what people don't realize is y'all are having all this success right now, and you only have 2 seniors on this team. So this is still a very young team going into next year, and as we go along into the future.
Yes, absolutely, and it speaks to the community. It speaks to the girls that want to play basketball. They're getting involved at an early age, and they're proving themselves. And I'm a coach that says the best players are going to play at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're sophomore, freshman, senior, junior, whatever age you are. I want you to be a part of this team. If you're willing to put the time in and put the work in, we're going to grow this program, and we're going to continue to have success. And, the girls are showing up and showing out, and they bought into believing in each other and believing in this team. And, man, it feels good to be believed in as a coach. I'll tell you that right now.
I was going to say, how much have you loved having this job? I know, like I said, you took this job 2 years ago, and kind of wasn't maybe not as well known name as when you first took the job, but your success has gone on. How special has been this job to you?
I thank God every day for it. If you want me to be honest, it's truly been a blessing. I coached boys for JVC team boys for 7-8 years before this, and I even had a stint at Landrum where I coached on year JV for Lynn Smith and learned a lot there. But this is my first time coaching girls, and I'll tell you what, it's been an absolute blessing. That they get your heart involved in it, they get your emotions involved in it. They're willing to give you everything they got, and it's not something that I take for granted. The love and the respect they give me, and the love and the respect I'm allowed to give back to them, is something that I'm going to cherish for a long time. And the relationships I've been making this year, being able to build that with each and every single one of them is special. It's special. And, when that senior night comes, it's going to be a hard one. And it's going to be a hard one every year for me until I decide to leave or, my time comes here at Chapman High School. So I'm super blessed and thankful for this community and the girls that have come through my program so far in just 2 short years.
You're a teacher at the junior high, am I correct?
So I teach at M Intermediate School, which is the 4th through 6th, and then I travel to Campbell Grambling in the afternoons and teach the middle school there. Okay.
Well, my question, I guess, that still fits. Is I've talked to a lot of coaches who have been at junior highs and things, and they see players that are coming along through the programs. Mm-hmm. How special is it for you to be able to talk to these kids when they're younger, and when they're starting to make decisions of what sport do I want to go try to start playing as a young kids, and you can start recognizing this talent and saying, hey, have you ever gave girls basketball a shot?
Yeah. Well, I try to do a good job at getting up to Mabry and making my face known and letting them girls see me. But, what I've come to learn more than anything is that, especially at Emmett Intermediate School, which feeds a little more into Chapman than Campbell Grambling does most times, is building that relationship at an early age from 4th to 5th to 6th grade, and being a PE teacher, you get to see them for 40-something minutes, 45 minutes a day. You get to make those connections. And most of the time, especially what I've noticed with girls, is you can see kind of what they're interested in at that early age, and if they're going to be athletic, if they're going to be, something what they want, and making those connections early on, I'm excited for the future. There's a great group of sixth grade girls coming through that are very athletic, and they all play basketball. At least 3 or 4 of them do. And
I know that breaks your heart.
Yeah, I know. It's rough, but hey, they're good players, and I can see it already. And they're in the IYA, and I make my time to go up there and see them, watch them play. But hey, I'm excited for the future, and those relationships, I think, is what's going to carry this program. As long as I can keep making contact with those girls and being invested in what they're doing and how they're doing, and I try to make sure my girls know I'm not just all about basketball. I try to make sure that they know that I'm going to go support them no matter what they're doing. Like Crystalline with softball, I make effort to go out and watch them play softball. Elliot Miller, I make an effort to go watch her play soccer. My track girls, Kara and Peyton, I try to make an effort to go make sure they know that they're loved. I don't want to make it just one thing for me.
Well, it's funny you say that because we're sitting here having this interview at 12 o'clock on Saturday, and you said, what are you doing later this afternoon?
Well, at 3, actually, I found out it was at 3 o'clock. The Miss Panorama pageant. I've got 2 varsity basketball players in the Panorama pageant. We're going to pick up some flowers, and we're going to go show some love to those girls today.
That's cool, and that's how it shows that it's not just about the basketball. And I love when I see coaches investing in players and just other stuff besides their sport they're competing in. We talk about relationships and building relationships. One relationship that you have on the court every time you go out there is with the scorekeeper that you is your mother, correct?
Yeah, my scorekeeper is my mom.
How cool is, because not every time, when you get to coaching, sometimes your parents can come, sometimes they can't, but every time you turn in the basketball game and you need that vital stats to turn and know, hey, that's my mom, she has it, and she's going to make sure I'm successful with this.
Well, it's something special and something that I'm going to cherish for a long time. It's just like having my grandma on the bench. There's something special about it. But, speaking of my mom, she does a fantastic job. She supported me, from when I was little playing basketball to when I got to high school playing basketball. I couldn't tell you a game she's missed. And now that I'm coaching, there might be 1 or 2 nights just due to the fact that I have younger siblings that she's had to miss a game, but by God, it's something special knowing that I can look over at her and say, hey, how many timeouts I got and I'm getting it right back? How many fouls does so-and-so have and I'm getting it right back? And, her ability to keep book is something insane because, I'll go watch film and do the stats after the game, and she's either spot on or 1 or 2 off with rebounds, assists, steals, everything. So you can't beat that. And, that connection I've had with her, over the game of basketball is something that I'm going to hold on to, and what's made me love it even more every second of the day. And I just can't get enough of it.
I was going to say, a lot of times you hear about the dad or something of that nature is the relationship. But where did your mom get this ability to do the scorebook because like I've talked about, Justin has talked about to me, he said, you want to know why I got rebounds and assists and steals as well as that? It says, because Coach Hatchette's mother keeps them all, and I'm sitting there going, I know how difficult that is to keep up with scoring myself, but to be able to keep up with all them stats as well. Where did she get so good at that, and where did the love of that?
It's just been so long. I've got 2 younger brothers, and I've loved the game of basketball since I was 5th grade, 4th grade, and going into middle school, playing for my middle school program at Blue Ridge Middle School. And then playing AAU all these years, she's always been willing to be there and keep the stats. And I guess over time, she's just kind of gotten a method to where it works. And, everybody's always shocked. The opposing team's always like, the opposing team bookkeeper's like, well, I don't know how you do all that. I'm struggling to keep up with what's going on right now. And, and she's had to do it with a high level of basketball. She's done it with, varsity boys where, my younger brother played. He played at Eastside High School at 4A, and they had a couple kids that went on to play college ball. So you're playing at a high level. You're watching the game go fast and fast and fast and fast, and you just get good at it. I don't know. It's just one of those things that over time you're just so skilled at it that I guess she doesn't even think about it at this point. She just knows, and it's very rare. But she'll lean over sometimes to the bench and be like, "Hey, who made that pass?" And I will be honest, it is very rare, but she will sometimes.
Well, I was going to say that. As somebody who relies on a bookkeeper a lot of times, it's to have one that skilled is amazing to me. And I know that's special to you. Coach, as you go throughout the rest of the season and head into the playoffs, what's your mindset of your team? And I know if the next 3 games go how you want to, and you can celebrate that region championship, what's the end goal? As I know everybody's a state championship, but you'll be able to celebrate the region championship. But what's going to be successful to you as a whole season?
Well, I think, first of all, we've got to give credit where credit's due. This region title is important, and we're gonna give it the credit it's due. We still got to get through Union, Woodruff, and Broome. Out of those 3, Woodruff's the one we've got to take down, and we know that. But again, we're 0-0 until we get to them, and we got to take down Union first. So going into that, we know the important games, and we know where we've got to be every night. Something that I've kind of stuck to over the last 2 games, the two phrases I'm using is we have to stay together. That's the big thing. We have to stay together. And the second thing is the job's not finished. So wherever this takes us, no matter if we've got to play, 3 more games and we win them all, or we got to play 4 more games and we tie Woodruff and go into a tiebreaker and we got to win it that way. However it may be, and leading into playoffs, I want the girls to know the job's not finished every night. And that no matter what happens, whether it be a rough night, whether it be a night when we're on fire, we've got to stay together. And I think a successful season is winning this region and getting to upper state. I think that's a realistic goal for this team. And I think at the end of the day, we've kind of understood that winning this region is the start of that. If we can win this region, we've got a great shot at going to upper state and competing for, an upper state title. So I told the girls, one day at a time, though. One day at a time. We don't want to set our sights too far ahead.
Well, Coach, if you get that chance to go to upper state like you like to do, or even play for the state, you get to do it in Florence. And tell me, there'll be a trip to Buc-ee's involved with that?
Oh, there'll be a trip to Buc-ee's. I won't be able to keep those girls off the bus. They'll be hopping off the bus before we even pull in the parking lot.
Oh, Coach, I appreciate you joining us today, and best of luck to your team the rest of the season. And we just we love. Thank you for taking your time out of your day and joining us. I know not everybody's going to, after a long Friday night, is going to want to wake up and join us for a Saturday morning, Saturday noon show. But we appreciate you doing that, Coach.
Yeah, no problem at all. Hey, it makes it a little easier when you got to win on that Friday before.
I was going to say,
you get up and enjoy it a little more.
I imagine. Hey, go get. Make sure them people around Emmons know how well y'all are doing, and we're going to keep doing our best to keep sharing that news as well.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate, Coach. And also, thank you to our sponsor, Wings Etc. of Bowling Springs.
Hey, do you want weekly specials on award-winning wings? Of course you do. And they're here at Wings Etc. Mondays is bone-in and boneless wings, and Thursdays is boneless wings, special pricing, Mondays and Thursdays, Wings Etc. Well, go.
Wings Etc. always great deals Mondays and Thursdays. Every day of the week, there's always something good there. Great lunch specials. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you. Say you heard it from here to here on the Bowling Springs Sports Journal podcast or the Bowling Springs Sports Journal website. Go check us out. Thank you all again for tuning in, and thank you for our guests this week.